Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be preparing this delicious and super moist vegan vanilla cake, and we'll decorate it with the vegan vanilla frosting. This cake is super delicious just on its own, or you can decorate it with the frosting. You'll find all the ingredients in the description box below. Here are the ingredients that you'll need. In a blender, start by adding 1.5 cups of sugar and 1.25 cups of any plant-based milk, or you can use 7-Up or Sprite, but in that case you'll use only 1 cup of sugar. And then add 3/4 cup of oil and mix everything together till well combined. This should take about 3 to 4 minutes. Then prepare your flour. Onto 3 cups of flour that are previously sifted, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a pinch of salt. Mix everything together till well combined. And before adding the flour mixture into your big bowl, sift the flour mixture one more time. This step is important as it's what makes the cake very spongy and airy at the end. Then add in your wet ingredients. And onto that, add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. Then mix everything together till well combined and you can no longer see any flour lumps. And this is the consistency of your cake batter. It should be a bit thick. Then we'll prepare our baking pan. Get a piece of parchment paper and fold it in half like so. And then fold it in half one more time. And at the closed corner of your parchment paper, fold it into a triangular shape like so. And then fold it one more time. Then flip your baking pan over and put the tip of the triangle in the center of the baking pan, and then at the edge just make a fold mark, and then using a pair of scissors cut the paper over the line where you had made a mark. And now when you unfold the parchment paper, you will have a circle that will fit perfectly into your baking pan. Using a parchment paper helps you take out the cake easily once it's done, and at the same time it makes the cake bake evenly in the oven and gives it a nice golden color. Then dust your baking pan with some flour and add in the parchment paper. Then pour in your cake batter. Then using a spatula, level out the surface of your cake batter so that it's nice and smooth. You can also give it a few taps against your countertop to ensure an evenly leveled cake and at the same time get rid of any air bubbles. Then bake it in a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit from about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And this is how it should look like once it comes out of the oven. Let it completely cool down for about a couple of hours before working on decorating it. You can also simply enjoy it plain as is. And here are the ingredients that you'll need for the vegan vanilla frosting. To prepare the vanilla frosting, you'll need either a handheld mixer or a stand mixer. I used the stand mixer using the paddle attachment. Add 1 cup of your vegan butter that's at room temperature and keep mixing for about 10 minutes. You have to keep mixing till it becomes pale in color, almost white, and also till it doubles in size. And here I wanted to show you the difference. The top part is still yellow in color and the bottom part has become more pale, so we have to scrape down the sides every now and then. And after about 10 minutes, the butter has now become almost double the size and is very pale, almost white in color. Then gradually add in the sugar 1 cup at a time. Here I used 4.5 cups of powdered sugar, and an important step is to sift the sugar before adding it onto the butter to ensure that the frosting at the end is smooth and free of any lumps. You'll first start at slow speed because you don't want the sugar to go everywhere, and then gradually increase your speed. I prefer to use the paddle attachment for this recipe as the whisk attachment adds lots of air into the frosting, and then when you pipe it out, you'll have lots of air bubbles. Then add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and keep mixing. Once you're done adding all the sugar, add in 1.5 tablespoons of any plant-based milk and keep mixing for about 3 more minutes. And this is how your butter should look like once it's done. Leave it in the fridge for about 10 minutes before starting to use it. Here I wanted to show you how smooth and creamy the vegan buttercream is while frosting a cupcake. If you'd like, you can add a few drops of food coloring onto a portion of your buttercream. And now we'll decorate the big cake. Take the cake out of the pan and peel the parchment paper off the base. Then place the cake onto your serving plate. Then using a large serrated knife or a bread knife, cut the cake into 2 equal halves and try and keep your hands straight as much as possible so that both halves are equal and have smooth and evenly leveled out surfaces. And this is how the cake looks like on the inside. Then drizzle the syrup that's in the canned fruits over the cake to make it nice and moist. And if you're planning to use fresh fruits where you don't have the syrup, you can make your own simple syrup. Just dissolve 1 cup of sugar into 1 cup of water and sprinkle it all over the cake. You can use this simple syrup to moisten any cake that you bake. Then add some large dollops of the vegan buttercream that we just prepared onto the center of the cake and spread it out evenly. Then add the fruits and spread them out evenly. Try as much as possible to strain them from any syrup, as you don't want the cakes to be sliding over one another. And also stay away from the edges, otherwise the fruits are going to fall out. And here I added a few blueberries. This step was supposed to be done before adding the fruits, but I forgot, so here I am doing it after I've added the fruits. This step encircles all the fruits into the center so that they don't fall out, and at the same time sort of raises the base so that when we add the top layer onto the cake, it has a nice raised base to rest on and evenly leveled out. Then smooth out the edges using a spatula. Then drizzle some simple syrup onto the inner side of the top layer of the cake. Then flip it over and place it onto the bottom layer of the cake. And now you can decorate the cake however you like. I decided to decorate it all with buttercream frosting on the outside and give it the naked cake look. In this look you get to see a little bit of the cake from underneath the frosting, and I like this method as the frosting doesn't have to look perfect on the cake. Then using a cake scraper or any cake decorating tool that you might have on hand, try as much as possible to level the frosting onto the cake. I then used this edge to make some ridges onto the surface of the cake like so. And once you're done, you can decorate the cake with any fruits of your choice. And once you're done decorating, leave the cake in the fridge for about an hour or 2 before serving. And here's the cake once I was done decorating it. And enjoy! I'll show you how smooth and easy it was to cut into the cake and how it looked like on the inside. Hope that you liked today's video and that you get a chance to try this recipe and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this video, please like and share, and see you next time.